What's happening, people? Good morning, Europe. Good morning, everyone, and welcome to our live stream. We are broadcasting live on Facebook, YouTube, and Twitch TV in an effort of bringing the financial markets to your doorstep and help each and every one of you make informed decisions about investments and the amazing CFDs market. The episode today is proudly sponsored by our partners at Forexy and Markets.com. If you like what you see, guys, please remember to like, share, and subscribe and support us in delivering more great content. Here's what's going on in the markets today, guys. Commodities, Bank of Australia expects U.S. oil to average $38 per barrel at some point in the fourth quarter of this year. U.S., Russia, and France all set new daily COVID-19 record cases with 43.4 million cases globally. Another hurricane heads towards Gulf of Mexico, shutting down oil rigs again. Let's see how that will impact the price of oil. European indices are seen opening slightly higher today by economists. And the European chief negotiator, Michael Barnier, will head to London to resume negotiations on Brexit. Welcome to the European trading session, everyone. Let's start the day with a couple of interesting articles from investing.com, and then we can move on to the charts and get some trading signals. Okay, the first article of the day is European stock markets are seen edging higher at the open today, rallying after Monday's sharp losses, but the growing incidence of COVID cases continues to cast a shadow over the region. At 2 a.m. Eastern time, the DAX futures contract in Germany traded 0.3% higher. CAC 40 futures in France climbed 0.2%, and the FTSE 100 futures in UK rose 0.2%. Wall Street, on the other hand, closed substantially lower yesterday, with the Dow Jones Industrial Average falling 2.3% overnight, the S&P 500 losing 1.9%, while the Nasdaq Composite dropped 1.6%. This followed weakness in Europe, with the DAX ending down 3.7%, the CAC 40 1.9% lower, and the FTSE 100 futures off 1.2%. The number of COVID cases continued to rise, with over 43.4 million cases globally as of 27th of October, according to Johns Hopkins University data. Europe has been hard hit by the second wave of the virus, with France, for example, yesterday seeing the highest number of COVID patients going into hospital since April. This has resulted in a number of countries imposing new restrictions. Spain announced a state of emergency for 6 months, up to 6 months, that could last, curtailing economic activity. This increases expectations of action by the European Central Bank when its governing council meets on Thursday, although the consensus view is that the bank will only announce fresh stimulus at its December meeting. An additional source of concern for the markets is the fading prospect of the new U.S. COVID relief package. House Speaker Nancy Pelosi said yesterday that she remained hopeful an agreement can be reached before November 3rd elections, but this looks increasingly unlikely. Unless, guys, Donald Trump will surprise everyone by approving the new measures. Obviously, if he has the support of the Democrats one day before the elections, in another effort of gaining leadership at the White House. Let's move on to other news. Oil prices edged higher today, rebounding to a degree after Monday's hefty losses, but the surge in COVID cases in the EU and US means sentiment remains gloomy. Another hurricane is in the Gulf of Mexico. Guys, we're going to have a look at it in a minute. This time it's called Zeta. Hurricane Zeta is due to make U.S. landfall on Wednesday, with oil rigs and refineries shutting down in preparation for its arrival, while traders also await the crude oil supply data from the American Petroleum Institute due later in the session. Let's have a quick look at the charts, guys, and see how the markets open today. We are starting with crude oil, which is currently trading at $38.77. Okay, we're looking at the charts on a 60-minute time frame, on a 1-hour chart. So every green or red candlestick that you see on the charts, guys, represents 1 hour. Okay, so this is oil's movement throughout the U.S. trading session as well as the Asian trading session overnight. And this is the oil's movement now at the market opening. As we look at the charts right now, we can see the RSI and the stochastic pointing downwards, indicating a bit of selling power on the markets for oil. We can see oil not being able to reach the 50 moving average, okay, and apparently turning around just before it hits the moving average. Okay, again, pointing lower today. Will we see oil trading as low as 37.69 or even lower at 36.90, 36.94? Only time will tell, guys. Stay tuned. And I'm going to keep you updated with more news as they come in. We're moving on to the Euro USD pair, guys. We see the Euro well supported by the 200 moving average on a 1-hour chart. We're looking at the RSI and the stochastic, a bit undecided this morning to the direction of the euro. Okay, for very short-term trading, many experienced traders will target this level, the 118.08. Okay, as we see right now, as that's where the 200 moving average is pointing to. Let's remember, guys, that the 200 moving average and the 50 moving average also acts as dynamic support resistance for the pairs. So it's definitely worth having a look at the moving averages. Okay, and the way they move to be able to get a potential direction for the asset. Moving forward to the cable, guys, to the pound, we see the cable pushing way below the 200, pushing through the 200 moving average as things stand right now towards the downside. Yeah, probably aiming for the 130 level flat, which it reached in the previous trading session. If the downward movement will continue, guys, and it will break this support level, okay, somewhere here around the 130, then traders will probably aim for the 129.38 mark. Okay, lots of pressure on the pound, lots of pressure on the cable, guys. As I mentioned a minute ago, the EU negotiator Michael Barnier has moved to London for 3 days until tomorrow, until Wednesday, and they have ongoing negotiations with the UK government regarding the Brexit deal that both parties, or more Europe than UK, want to sign before the end of the year. The USD JPY pair, guys, again, is trading below the 200 moving average as things stand right now. We see the RSI not being able to go all the way up in the overbought section. It's apparently turning around as things stand right now. And looking at the bottom of the chart here, we see stochastic still undecided if it wants to push higher towards the overbought or it wants to turn around. As I'm telling you every morning, guys, the markets will settle within 45 minutes to 1 hour after the market's opening, and hopefully they will give us a clear direction for the assets. The Aussie dollar this morning, again, is well supported by the 50 and the 200 moving average on a 1 hour chart. Okay, it had a bit of gains on the U.S. trading session, guys, and on the Asian trading session overnight. It turned around. Currently trading at 0.7127 and being well supported by the 50 moving average. Okay, by the looks of it, the Aussie dollar is ranging. Yeah, kind of. We saw a couple of fake breakouts at the top. Yeah, this is one of them. But overall, the Aussie dollar is ranging, and slowly, it tries to move higher as the pressure on the US dollar intensifies. The USD Canadian pair, we can see it bouncing off the 50 moving average, guys, with the RSI and the stochastic pointing sharply upwards. Currently trading at 131.87. I don't know if you noticed, usually the USD Canadian tends to move in the same direction with the euro, okay, most of the times, depending on what news we get from the economic calendar as well, which we're going to have a look at in a couple of minutes. Yeah, but the USD Canadian is the only USD pair that tends to move like the European currencies, yeah, and not against them. Let's move on to the S&P 500 and the Dow Jones, which yesterday closed the day in green. Okay, even though they had quite a bit of a gap at the opening, yeah, and they pushed lower forward most of the U.S. trading session. Yeah, they managed to turn around just before the closing. Yeah, and closing the day in green. Let's see how they're going to open today. We're looking at the US dollar index right now, guys, which again started pushing higher towards the 200 moving average. Okay, currently trading at 93.080, and we see the 200 moving average Here, the resistance level basically at 93.13. Okay, the question is, will the US dollar index bounce off the 200 moving average, continuing the downtrend, or it will settle above? Again, time will tell, guys. Give the markets a bit of time to settle. I'm going to try and help you a bit, and I'm going to share a few trading signals with you in the next few minutes. But before that, we're looking at gold, guys, which again is trading almost flat at 1904.15. We see it right now. It gave up a bit of gains it had on the Asian trading session, okay, or late on the US trading session last night. Okay, it's currently heading downwards yet towards the 1898, or let's say the 1900 level, the 1900 flat. Okay, let's see if the US dollar index will keep selling today. Then probably we're going to see gold turning around, and aiming higher towards the 1910 or maybe the 1920 level. Brent oil, the UK oil, guys, is currently trading at 41.01. Yeah, very close to the 41 flat with the RSI and the stochastic pointing downwards. We're looking at the Brent oil trading below the 200 moving average, below the 50 moving average. It recently bounced off the 50 moving average from what we see right there on the charts where you have that blue P. Okay, that's the bounce. Yeah, and we see it pointing downwards. Short-term traders will probably aim for the 40.70 mark, yeah, which is the previous low. As short-term trading, there is potential to the upside, guys. If Brent oil decides to turn around today, we might see it testing the 41.99, yeah, or the $42 level. It's unlikely, okay, judging by what is happening in the Gulf of Mexico and what is happening all over the world with the markets being slightly oversupplied and with little to no demand on the oil side. We are looking at the absolute champion, guys, which is the Bitcoin. Again, Bitcoin is the champion so far this week, which is currently trading at 13,145. Okay, well supported by the 200 moving average on a 60-minute chart and by the 50 moving average. It moved on top of the 50 moving average on the Asian session. Okay, and it's apparently starting to range again. Yeah, we see the range between 12,813 and somewhere around the 13,215. Okay, it's in the range. It's well supported by both moving averages. Okay, and recently we saw Bitcoin acting more and more as a safe haven, yeah, when all the other major assets are in turmoil. Let's have a quick look at the economic calendar, guys, and see what's expected to happen on the US front today. Okay, on the Europe front, we only have at 1300 hours the France jobless total job seekers, France job seekers total. Okay, which will be announced at 1 o'clock GMT +2. And later on in the afternoon, we are looking at core durable good orders on the US dollar. We're looking at the HPI composite, and we're looking at the API weekly crude oil stock. Yeah, the pre-announcement before tomorrow's crude oil inventories. Talking about crude oil inventories, guys, we are looking at Hurricane Zeta, which again is moving in the Gulf of Mexico, forcing oil rigs and refineries to shut down again for the third time or the fourth time in only 3 months. Okay, and adding even more pressure to the oil prices. Okay, if it continues like this with winds of 75 to 85 miles per hour, it's gonna head towards New Orleans. Okay, and then it's gonna shift right towards New York. Yeah, towards Philadelphia, and then heading higher towards New York. More news regarding the hurricane, guys, at U.S. markets opening later on this afternoon at 3:30 GMT +2, because on Sunday, guys, we changed the clocks backwards 1 hour. So the 4:30 that we had before moved to 3:30. Okay, let's take some trading signals off investing.com. Let's see what they think about commodities this morning. We see a strong sell on gold and a strong sell on silver. Yeah, on 3 time frames. A lot of red on the charts in regards to commodities this morning. We see them shifting direction. Here we're looking at crude oil, WTI, and Brent oil that just went to neutral from a strong sell. So the markets are digesting the news after the European opening. Okay, so keep an eye on the signals, but remember to double check the signals, guys, within 15 minutes, half an hour after the market's opening, as they might change direction. Okay, a lot of uncertainty on the markets. The only bit of green that we see is at the very bottom of the chart, where we see strong buy signals on US wheat. US wheat has been doing fantastic last week, guys. Okay, yesterday we saw it pulling back a bit. Okay, making a bit of a correction, but as things stand right now, yeah, it's a strong buy on at least 3 time frames. Yeah, on the prime time frames that matter. Okay, on a 50-minute chart, on a 1-hour chart, and the daily. Now let's move on to indices, guys, and have a look at the European indices shortly after the European opening. A lot of red on the charts. Apparently, analysts got it wrong once again today. A lot of red on the charts, with the FTSE 100 setting a strong sell on all 4 time frames. So is the CAC 40 and also the DAX. Okay, the DAX 30 from Germany. Okay, a lot of red on the charts. And if we go even lower, we can even see the Euro Stoxx 50 setting a strong sell on all 4 time frames. Hopefully, the situation will improve a bit, but it's unlikely with the COVID pandemic pressing the pedal and accelerating every day and surprising everyone with new record numbers coming from all over the world. Yeah, it's not a matter of Europe or US or Asia right now. It's a matter of the entire world, okay, that keeps seeing these tremendous numbers increasing day by day. Let's have a quick look at Forex, guys. Let's see what investing.com thinks about currency pairs today. After the European opening, we see the euro and the pound setting a strong sell on 3 of the time frames. Okay, and a very shy buy on a daily chart. The US dollar, the USD JPY, again, we're looking at it in a strong sell. So give the markets a bit of time to settle, guys. I'm sure it's almost impossible to see the USD JPY going down the entire day, and the European currencies going down again versus the US dollar the entire day. Okay, a bit of mixed signals. USD CHF is set in a strong buy on 3 time frames, but the daily still remains a strong sell. Okay, the Aussie dollar strong sell 5 minutes and 15 minutes. Okay, and as we move towards the bottom of the charts, finally some clarity, guys. Something gives us a bit of hope, a bit of hint on the European currencies. Yeah, we're looking at the Euro CHF strong sell on 3 time frames. We're looking at Euro JPY strong sell on all 4 time frames. Yeah, so remember, guys, it's not a must to trade the majors. Yeah, you can trade exotics, you can trade minors as well. Okay, you trade something that gives you a bit of sense, a bit of direction, a bit of clarity. Okay, so if Euro USD is untradeable due to mixed trading signals, have a look at exotic, guys. Yeah, have a look at something that gives you a clear direction. Like, for example, the Kiwi dollar, yeah, NZD USD, AUD USD. AUD, NZD, yeah. Look at these currency pairs, and also Euro JPY, Euro CHF, GBP JPY. Yes, so we see the European currencies, according to investing.com this morning, set to trade lower versus the Japanese yen. Okay, this is the bottom line. So this should give you a clear direction, yeah, of the markets on top of everything else that is going on. Right, I see you're very shy, guys. You don't want to interact with me this morning again. If you have any questions, guys, don't be shy. Interact with me, and this is the only way I can help you. Yeah, through these live broadcasts and through this live interaction. Great news! Starting next week, we are launching a competition, guys. And if you want to win amazing prizes in excess of $1,000 per day. Okay, that include iPads, laptops, promotional material, as well as live trading accounts, guys. Yeah, you're going to win live trading accounts. I'm going to come back with more details as we get closer to the official launch date. But stay tuned, guys. Interact with us, and you have the opportunity of winning amazing prizes in excess of $1,000 a day. This was it from our side. Once again, remember to like, share, subscribe, and support us on all the media channels. We need your support, guys, to keep on broadcasting these lovely webinars and try and help each and every one of you make informed decisions about the amazing CFDs markets. Join us on YouTube, guys. Join us on Facebook. Join us on twitch.tv every day /InstructFX. And find out what most Forex brokers don't want you to know. I'll be coming back live at 3:30 GMT plus 2 with the US markets opening, followed by Dumb Money with Giovanni the Passive Trader, and see what Giovanni the Passive Trader will find for us on the worldwide web today. Until then, guys, remember to trade responsibly and may all your trades be in the money.